Scale Up, and Innovative Geoenergy Hackathon 2025. And in this onboarding webinar, we will be having 4 main topics: final round details, dataset list, and mentor assignments, evaluation criteria, and also the Dataiku onboarding. And now, before anything else, I would like to introduce our speakers. First, we will listen to the opening remarks from our respected speakers, from Pak Iman Siregar as the SLB representative. And after that, we will have Igusti Ngurah Panduwijaya as SB Java Indonesia section representative to give the opening remarks. So now, please join me in welcoming Pak Iman.
Am I audible?
Yes, Pak.
Okay, so thank you very much, Hasna. Good morning, all SBE Java Indonesia section committees and representative, and all Scale Up 2025 finalists, and all Scale Up 2025 committees from SPE and SLB. Welcome to Hackathon Scale Up 2025 onboarding webinar. First of all, I would like to, on behalf of SLB Indonesia, I would like to thank to SPE Java Indonesia section for this collaboration to hold this hackathon. Secondly, on behalf of SLB Indonesia, I would like to congratulate for the all finalists from professional, academia, and job seekers that have reached this final round. The idea of objective behind of this hackathon is about how do we support our nation, our country through our industry to accelerate and unlock energy potential to fulfill energy demand of our country. Without sufficient energy, our country unable to grow as expected. The situation today is different with the last 10 to 15 years ago. If we are still continuing our operation as the same as 10 years ago, we always be facing the challenge to manage our reservoir, our operation, more difficult to find the new reserves due to the price, cost, and resources sensitive. The keyword is, how do we work differently to accelerate, to gain more energy with more efficient and effective and less carbon? AI implementation is the one key. Our industry is a bit left behind in this adoption of compared with other industry. SLB as the technology providers realized that we may not be able to work alone. We must work together. We must work as one ecosystem in energy industry, a part of the regulators, operators, professional communities, academia, and technology providers. This hackathon with SPE is one of our initiatives to collaborate within the ecosystem to spread and accelerate AI adoption within our industry, to come out with tangible, valuable ideas, prototypes, and potential solution that will help us to work differently, to unlock, and to accelerate the readiness of energy for our country and our nation. Just to echo the message from our director, Pak Taufik Besadat, when he opened the Scale Up event a few months back. People with AI will replace people without AI. I want to add on here, industry with AI will replace industry without AI. And then I want to rephrase, let us work together to ensure our industry will and is using AI to be unreplaceable industry. Again, congratulate to all finalists, since you are the new anchors and ambassadors to disseminate AI adoption in this industry. And to all regulators, operator, professional, academia, and SLB, let us work together, collaborate together in one AI ecosystem in energy industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Pak Iman, for your inspiring and wonderful speech. So now we would like to move forward to Bang Pandu to give the opening remarks as the SPE Java Indonesia section representative. So please, Bang Pandu.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's really great to see you all here today. My name is Ngurah Pandu. I'm from SPE Java Innovation Hub section, actually. Pak Iman, thank you for this collaboration. Really happy to have you in this Lumbersea for this collaboration for the Scale Up sort of competition and learning for unlock the potential. And I would like to warmly welcome you to this second onboarding webinar for the Scale Up. First of all, I would like to say congratulations to all of you. You've made it through a very competitive elimination round, and also we had at first 15 professional teams, 21 challenger teams submit the amazing work, and everyone shows a great effort for the creativity and also for the commitment. And we also seen some fun and exciting moments too. There are one team who submit their work just 1 hours after the portal open, and the other one submit just a minute before the deadline. And I would like to also big shout out to the team who make a biggest improvement, the biggest score leap compared to the previous point. That shows the how powerful learning and feedback can be. At SP Java Innovation Hub, we believe in creating a space where great ideas can grow, because this competition, the scale up, isn't just about the winning, but also about the learning, about the growing, building something that meaningful and valuable for your company, and specifically for oil and gas industry. From now until the demo day in June 2025, you will go through the workshop, the final round, the more communities, opportunities to shape your ideas. I encourage you to be open-minded, curious, and stay collaborative to the other. Don't be afraid to ask uh, the committee, because we are here to help you to growing together. And before I close the opening remarks from DSP Java, I would like to say enjoy for this journey together, and let's support one another, stay creative, and also stay learning, stay foolish, make us something we truly proud of you. Thank you for being here, and good luck for you all. Let's get started.
Okay, thank you so much, Bang Pandu, for your wonderful opening remarks. Now we will proceed to the main agenda for today's topic, led by Fahriza Andika. So please, Bang Andika.
Okay, thank you, Asna. Can you hear me?
Yes, clearly, Bang.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you very much, Pak Iman and Bang Pandu, for the wonderful speech. As we all know, this is the beginning of the final round. You have encountered the elimination round, and it's quite tough. As we can see here, let me just go to the next slide. The scores are very competitive, with the lowest advanced team have like 0.6 score, and the highest score will be 0.67. So it's a very tough elimination round. So first of all, I would like to congratulate you all again once more for all the teams that is advanced to the final round. We have different companies from Pertamina, Medco, Sinok, OSES, Medco, and Saka, and also for the challenger teams, we have several universities from Bandung Institute of Technology, UGM, and Pertamina University. So it's a really good elimination round. As I witnessed, it's very tough. Some teams submitted only hours after the challenge is opened, and some teams submitted minutes before the deadline. And it's a very good elimination round first, and congratulates. I would like to say congratulations to all of the teams that is advanced to the final round. So just a heads up, where are we now and what have we done since the first introduction webinar in 6th February. We are currently on April 11th. We have encountered the team formation, the onboarding webinar, and the elimination round, which was held for around 2 weeks. And then we also announced the winner on about 1 day or 2 days after the elimination round was closed. And now is the onboarding webinar on 11 April, because we had a short break because of Ramadan and Eid Mubarak. So now we begin again on the onboarding webinar 2 as a starting point for the final round. So what to expect in the future? We will have a Dataiku workshop. I will explain the details later on the end of the slides, which will be held next week on April 14th until 16th. And then shortly after, on the April 17th, we will have a final round, which will be held for around 2 months. It's a quite long time for you. So I would expect great solution, major solution, and a good prototyping period. So we'll have a deliverables meeting on June 4th. We will explain further about the PowerPoint format, about the submissions methodology, and then how you will do your presentations, like how many minutes, and then how is the schema of the presentation. We'll explain later on June 4th. So I would like you to focus until June 4th is to focus on your prototyping periods, and then to do your prototyping in a good way. And then we'll have a demo day on June 25th. And then the winner will be announced on June 26th on the hopefully on the AES SPAES event. And then just a heads up for the Taiko workshop, every team must attend, at least one members per team need to attend the Taiko workshop, because it is one of the evaluation criteria. I will explain it later also. Okay, so every teams have submitted their domain and subdomain selections. We have not yet submitted. We are not limiting your topics for now or your titles, because you can change your titles later, but at least you have the subdomain selection, because we need this to assign mentors to you guys. So we have 4 domains, as you know: reservoir and production, geology and geophysics, facility and asset performance, and drilling and geomechanics. So based on our discussion, we have like submitted each team has submitted their own subdomain, which is summarized here. So this subdomain will determine your mentor assignments, because we need to find a suitable mentor for your subdomain. But for the topics, it's okay if you change later, as long as the subdomain remains the same, because we cannot change mentor halfway. So now we are going to the final round detail. So this is the final round. So the final round is prototyping sections. So you will have a data set and a problem statement that you chose. And based on the selected theme that you already selected, you will do a prototyping on Dataiku. And in Dataiku, you will create a Dataiku project, a web app, which is interactive web apps. You will have a poster and presentations. And also you are highly encouraged to create a GenAI component, so you can create chatbot where we can interact with the generative AI to explain your project, or to further go deeper to your projects. For the data sets, we have a list of public data sets, which is mentioned here. I will also share the PDF later, but you are open to use any data sets. I will also explain later in the rules, but you are open to use any data sets which is reliable, and you can state the source later. So the final round, you will propose and implement ideas in a Dataiku. In this case, you will use a Delphi Data Science to open Dataiku. With the mentorship from domain experts, you will have a dedicated mentor, at least one per team, for your subdomain. And then you can also ask related to data science stuff. So what will you do? You will have 3 days Dataiku hands-on training, which will be held next week. You will also do prototyping for the 2 months, and then you will have a presentation and demo on demo day. And then the winner will be announced on the June 26th. Okay, so this is just to emphasize, you will have you are already assigned mentors. I will show you later for the mentors assignments. You will have a 3 days data eco training and then a prototyping phase and then present and demo day and then winner announcement. So now advancing to the problem statement and ideas. So as mentioned, we have 4 problem statements. And then I see that some of you already have some topics on your mind, but some of you have not yet selected the topics. It's okay. So I will just give you some rough ideas on some examples on what kind of things can be done for each domain. So for example, for reservoir and production, the main problem statement is how can we optimize field development plans to maximize recovery and minimize costs. You can achieve this by maybe combining some driving mechanism identification, sweet spot identification, compartmentalization analysis, EOR scanning, artificial lift optimization or screening, workover candidate screening, virtual rate estimation, or any other ideas that you can propose. So this is not limiting your ideas. This is just to show you some examples on what can be done on this type of domain. But you are really open, as mentioned, it's a prototyping phase. You can explore your ideas. You can change your ideas midway. You can further develop your ideas during the prototyping phase. So this is just to show you some example. Next, on geology and geophysics, the main problem statement is that how can you utilize data to accelerate and reduce uncertainty in subsurface modeling? Some examples of ideas is that facies classification using borehole images, automatic well-to-well correlation, and then seismic sweet spot screening, log reconstruction, reservoir producibility prediction, horizons fault and well tops modeling, and then digital core analysis based on CT image. This is just show you some example. And the next on the facility and asset performance, the problem statement is how can you utilize AIML to optimize facilities and enhance the reliability of assets. You can perform equipment predictive health monitoring, energy optimization and load forecasting, asset downtime RCA, asset maintenance prioritization, maintenance logs text mining, facility bottleneck detection, etc. And then for drilling and geomechanics, the main problem statement is how to improve ROP and reduce drilling risk in challenging environments. You can perform prediction on drilling campaign risk. You can have like drilling bit survival model. You can perform ROP prediction for drilling optimization. You can also perform mud weight window prediction for drilling performance. So this is just to show you some example ideas, but again, you are open to explore any ideas that you can find. You can also discuss with your mentor to find ideas and then to develop further your ideas. Now we are going to the rules. It's quite important. So for the deliverables, the first part is as I mentioned, you are allowed to use any dataset which is accessible, as long as it is reliable and the source is clearly stated. So be mindful that you already signed the competition agreement. So it means that the data that you use for the submission will be publicly owned and freely available for public use. So be careful if you use maybe your company data, because the used data will be publicly owned and it's freely available for public use after this hackathon. And then the second one is that if you use some third-party content in the development of the prototype, all rights, authorization, and agreements to create the prototype should be obtained. And then if you have some, if you use some third-party contributions without credit, it will result in disqualifications of the deliverables and the related participants. The third one is that the content should not infringe or violate any rights of any third party or entity, including without limitation IP rights, privacy, competition law, again, confidentiality, or any contract rights. All deliverables which suspected to have any laws or third parties right violation will be ineligible. The fourth is that participants are responsible for any additional costs or expense that may be needed for the prototyping phase, which is not provided by the committees. And participants assume all risks if you damage, lose, load, if you have a late, incomplete, invalid, incorrect, or misdirected content. As mentioned, all pointers here are already included and signed in the Scale Up 2025 Geoenergy Hackathon Agreement, which I believe you have submitted, are inclusive to these final round stages. And then for the criteria, our prototypes will be judged according to the evaluation criteria, which will be shown on the next slides. And then you agree and acknowledge that this challenge will relies only to your creativity, capacity, ability, and ingenuity to solve problems. It doesn't depend on luck or even appearance, religion, membership, political opinions, or other sexual orientations considered. So it is purely dependent on your creativity, capacity, ability, and ingenuity, which will be explained on the next slide, which is evaluation criteria. Okay, so now for the final round evaluation criteria. So this is the final round evaluation criteria. We have 5 categories, which includes technical innovation, technical feasibility, impact, demo, and Dataiku workshop. As I mentioned, your participation in the workshop is highly encouraged. You need a minimum of 1 participants per team to join the Dataiku workshop because it is included in the evaluation criteria. You can read further description for each evaluation criteria, and then the PDF will also be shared later, but it includes the relevance of the techniques, originality, and then the use of technology. Maybe you can use advanced technology in Dataiku, like the API integration, and then if you use LLM Mesh in Dataiku or other tools that is provided within Dataiku, it will also be evaluated. And then you will also be evaluated based on your implementation viability, your scalability, robustness, and then the relevance of your solution to the industry, and then the impacts of your solution to the sustainability and economics. And then for the demo, we'll evaluate your clarity and persuasiveness during your presentation or your demo, and then the collaboration between your team. So this is the evaluation criteria that will be used to score the final round, and it will be solely scored using this evaluation criteria. Maybe minus if there is some penalty regarding lead submission, etc. So next, we will have a Q&A section later, but first let me just explain you shortly about the mentorship. So for the mentorships, you have been assigned mentor or mentors based on your domain or subdomain. You can utilize this mentor to discuss and brainstorm during your prototyping phase, which will be held for around 2 months. So this is just a rough ideas to give you to set the same expectations. Mentors can help you brainstorm ideas on challenges and solution. Mentors can give you advice based on their own domain expertise. They can give you feedbacks during your presentation or dry runs. They can be a bridge. So for example, if you have question related to Dataiku or data science, they can be a bridge to further relay your questions, or if you have other question related to Dataiku, they can relay your questions to other people. And then mentors will not give answers on how can you implement your workflow or how can you optimize your workflow. Mentors will not do that. Mentors will not do your codes. Mentors will not review your codes, and mentors will not review your recipes, your Dataiku recipes. So this is just a heads up to set the clear expectation of what mentors will do and what mentors will not do. For the communication channel, you realize that we have created a WhatsApp channel dedicated for each team, and then your own respective mentors will be invited to the same group, and then you can you can perform communications with the mentors on the WhatsApp channel. We will be responsible to reply. We will try to be responsible to reply in within the maximum 24 hours if you have any question in working hours, which is Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, after the question is asked. So now coming to the mentor assignment. So this is your mentor assignments based on your subdomain selection and then your problem statement. Some of you have already also sent to us your rough description of your topics. It really helped us to find you the suitable mentors. So this is the assignment of your mentor. Don't worry, we will invite these mentors to your WhatsApp group, and then you can introduce yourself, and then you can hold a meeting for every weeks to the mentors, and then you can discuss later via WhatsApp group or on the meeting. It's okay. So this is your mentor assignment. We will also share the PDF later. So after this session, we will have like an onboarding to Delphi or to Dataiku. So for the teams that have submitted their the newest competition agreement, your email are already registered from Delphi, and then we will perform onboarding after this section. But before going to the Delphi onboarding section, I would like to host a Q&A section if you have further questions based on the topics that I have explained to you. Maybe I will relay the mic to Hasna.
Okay, so anyone wants to ask questions based on the explanations from Bang Dika? Maybe we will give 2 minutes to ask questions.
Yeah, and then you can also ask question later if you can contact us, or we will also share the PDF to you if you want to read the rules, and then if you have some question later, it's okay. So I think we can just advance to the next section, or you can also type in the chat box while on this next section. We'll also like answer later. We will just advance to the next section, Hasna.
Okay, sure. So yeah, we will now move on to the Delphi onboarding how-to. So for the step one, you must access the Delphi portal using the delphi.slb.com and click this login button. And then after you success the login button, you should login using the registered email address. Like for professional, you can use your company email address. For students, you can use your university email. And for job seekers, you can use your personal or public email also.
Okay, Hasna, sorry to cut you off. So I think we need to check first whether the participants have got into our step in the slide for moving on.
Yeah, I guess so. For every participants, you can directly access right now, like on your laptop, delphi.slb.com, just to check, and then make sure you can follow the steps that will be explained by Hasna later. And then if you have a problem, if you have any questions, just raise your hand, and then Hasna will stop the explanation, and then we can troubleshoot what's causing you trouble, or if it is unclear what Hasna is going to explain to you. So it is highly encouraged for you to directly do hands-on right now to access to try the Delphi Dataiku. And then if you have questions or difficulties, you can directly ask right now. Okay, Hasna, I think you can continue. Just do it slowly. Thank you.
Okay. So anyone can do the Delphi. Yep. So everyone can log in using this email. Maybe you can try also log in. For professionals, you can use your company email as registered, and also for students using the university email. And for job seekers, you use your personal email. And after the registered email successful, you can go to the verification process, the verification page here. So you are required to fill the following details, such as your email address and so on. And the verification code will be sent to your inbox email. So after that, after you receive the inbox, you will also see the captcha code here. So make sure to input the code correctly and verify it. If anyone still not really clear about this one, please ask questions so we can help you.
Just wanna check, mungkin buat teman-teman yang udah sampai tahap ini boleh resen. Dan silakan aja teman-teman kalau ada problem, silakan aja ditanyain. Pakai bahasa Indonesia juga nggak apa-apa.
Oke, siap. Thank you, Mas Erwin. On proses.
Kami kita tunggu aja kali ya untuk tahap ini karena kayaknya cukup lama untuk verification-nya, ada email, ada juga nomor telepon nih masalah untuk next step-nya. Kita wait mungkin a few minutes.
If you're done this verification process, please raise hand. Link. So we will wait for everyone to success this verification page first, so we will wait to everyone raising hand.
Oke, buat teman-teman yang belum beres, mungkin bisa juga langsung ke delphi.slb.com. Kita yang ketinggalan dengan delphi.slb.com, login untuk yang profesional pakai email company, untuk yang student pakai email Univ, untuk yang job seeker pakai email personal yang registered di website kemarin. Terus setelah verif, ntar yang udah boleh langsung raise hand-nya biar kita bisa track siapa aja yang udah dan berapa yang belum gitu. Thank you all. Dan kalau ada yang bermasalah bisa langsung open mic atau langsung ketik di chat aja nggak apa-apa ya.
Kalau ada yang masih kurang mengerti atau ada yang mau ditanyain di proses ini juga boleh. So this is the next progress for profile filling. You must make a password for your account and fill the name, country, region, and company name. Anyone having some issues with Pandega, error loading active subscriptions when opening the homepage?
Ya, untuk Mas Pandega itu aman ya Mas, maksudnya karena memang belum ada subscription sama sekali gitu. Jadi Itu errornya memang expected. Oke, untuk Mas Erwin itu mungkin bisa dicek emailnya ya. Emailnya pakai yang mana mungkin bisa dicat ke Ika atau Hasna. Karena itu tergantung email yang kita daftarin ke Delphi. Gitu. Jadi email yang dipakai buat register barusan harus sama dengan yang waktu itu di-register sebagai professional email pada saat daftar scale up. Mungkin bisa chat personal ke Dika atau Hasna.
Oke, jadi pertama untuk ngasih tahu ya, untuk yang kalau ada yang masalah, it looks like we can't find your account, itu ada dua kemungkinan. Yang pertama itu emailnya mungkin beda sama yang diregister sama di website kemarin. Company pakai email company, student pakai email Univ, job seeker pakai email personal. Yang di input harus sama dengan yang ke Delphi ini. Terus kemungkinan kedua, timnya belum sign competition agreement. Jadi untuk akses Delphi ini kita perlu ada competition agreement yang desain dulu. Jadi mungkin harapannya untuk tim yang belum sign competition agreement-nya bisa dikirim secepat mungkinnya, karena setelah ngirim competition agreement baru kita bisa tambahkan usernya ke Delphi ini. Dan nanti untuk langkah-langkahnya mungkin karena sekarang belum bisa, ntar bisa lihat recording atau bisa lihat di PDF yang juga udah cukup lengkap. Ya mungkin gitu ya, thank you. Mungkin Rasna mau lanjut. Dan kalau ada problem jangan lupa langsung di chat aja ya, nggak apa-apa.
Oke, boleh. Terus ini welcoming page. Your welcoming page will look like kalau sudah berhasil register. And we were moving forward to data science module subscriptions. First, first of all, you have to check the tenant validation, and please click the user profile at the top right of the screen. This is from your homepage. And if you are done, this is a crucial part. So you have to really make sure all of this is correct. The selected user context, like the account, department, Asia INGSP hackathon, and the contract code. And also for the selected data context, like account and data partition, all of this must correct. So please follow this step correctly. And I send the tenant validation on the chat box also. So it's making it easier for everyone. And please use the raise hand features if you're done this process. And after you are done with the tenant validation, you can go back to your homepage and click the Explore Solutions here. In My Subscriptions and Explore Solutions. And please click this Lumi Solutions. And you can go to AI and analytics here below the data management. Click this AI and analytics, and you will see the data science and the data admin workflow. So please click the request button. Two of them you can request, the data science and data science admin. If you're done until this process, maybe you can also raise your hand so we can notice if you have any issues or problems and so on. After all of you requesting the data science and data science admin, our committee will, after that, will approve and approval in progress. So maybe please expect some delay. Yep, so after you approved by our committee, you will see the My Subscriptions tag on your homepage, and you can just click the Data Science Launch button. This is up after the approval successful.
Oke, so far semuanya udah di-approve, bisa diceknya dan bisa langsung lanjut ke next step Hasna.
sambil kita committee benerin semua issues yang ada kendala dari semua participants, kita lanjut dulu ya. So we assume all of you already click the create new project and so on. And can we move to the next slide, Mel? So if you're done, this is your project page. You can start creating a flow, create the descriptions, and also add to-do list and so on. Will be your project page.
Iya, kayaknya ini udah last slide ya sebenarnya ya, untuk yang subscription Dataiku-nya. Mungkin tadi ada sempat yang ada error yang create project yang udah eksis. Jadi untuk projectnya itu di sini ada project name dan project key. Nah, untuk project key, jadi connect semuanya ada di satu tenant sama yang di satu server sama. Nah, intinya project key-nya itu harus unik. Jadi kalau project tadi ada sempat yang create project tapi udah ada error already exist, bisa diganti aja, tambahin project key-nya, mungkin tambahin string, tambahin 1, 2, 3 itu bebas. Yang penting project key-nya ini harus unik. Jadi kalau ada yang duplicate itu bisa diganti project key-nya. Kalau project name itu nggak apa-apa. Ntar kalau misalnya ada trouble lagi, bisa langsung chat di grup WhatsApp yang udah di-create ya. Di sini kita bisa bantu troubleshooting. Dan kalau misalnya ada yang ketinggalan juga bisa nanti pada share, dan kalau misalnya ada masalah nanti bisa di langsung communicate via WhatsApp grup ya, nanti kita coba bantu untuk troubleshooting ya. Tapi kalau untuk keseluruhan subscription-nya sebenarnya straightforward, tadi udah jelasin semua sama Hasna, thank you. Dan tanda kalau udah sukses semuanya itu kita udah bisa bikin project dan udah muncul project page-nya ya. Mungkin karena udah overtime kita lanjut aja ya. Aku lanjut ya. Oke, jadi thank you Asna yang udah ngejelasin. Nanti teman-teman bisa langsung PDF ntar di-share dan juga ntar bisa communicate via WhatsApp group ya kalau ada error. Ini untuk remind kalau minggu depan akan ada Dataiku workshop selama 3 hari, tanggal 14 sampai 16 April. Untuk trainernya ada 2 orang, ada Sachin Gupta, ini data scientist, dan juga Maxi Marlot sebagai artificial intelligence engineer. Untuk workshopnya akan dilaksanakan online secara Microsoft Teams meeting, dan untuk waktunya tanggal 14 sampai 15 April itu jam 10 sampai jam 3 sore. Sebenarnya 4 jam tapi ada kepotong istirahat sejam di antaranya. Kalau untuk 16 April itu quick jam 10 sampai jam 12.30. Untuk materinya day 1-2 itu kita akan go through Dataiku secara general, Dataiku core designer sampai developer. Jadi akan belajar fundamental Dataiku dan gimana membangun workflow machine learning Dataiku. Untuk day 3 ini kita khusus Dataiku Generative AI, kita akan introduce LLM Mesh Dataiku dan gimana kita bisa incorporate OpenAI API contohnya di Dataiku. Untuk Dataiku workshop ini wajib tiap tim minimal ada 1 peserta yang ikut, tapi disaranin semua peserta bisa ikut supaya nanti ketika prototyping bisa cukup sufficient skillnya. Dan juga minimal 1 per tim karena akan masuk ke evaluation kriteria bahwa tiap tim itu ada yang join di Dataiku workshop ini. Oke, jangan lupa join, ntar untuk invitation-nya akan di-invite mungkin besok atau sore ini 14 sampai 16 April ya. Oke, mungkin karena udah cukup for time ya. Jadi mungkin untuk Q&A-nya kita akan move nanti aja ke WhatsApp group. Jadi kalau misalnya ada pertanyaan, dan nanti juga PDF presentation-nya akan di-share via grup, via email. Jadi kita kalau misalnya bisa dibaca walkthrough PDF-nya, competition rules-nya, dan juga langkah-langkah subscribe Dataiku-nya. Nanti kalau ada trouble bisa langsung chat via grup WhatsApp supaya nanti komite bisa bantu kalau ada masalah terkait troubleshoot terkait Dataiku subscription ataupun terkait final round details gitu. Oke, mungkin materi sebenarnya udah selesai, aku balik ke Hasna ya. Thank you, Hasna.
Okay, thank you so much, Bang Dika, and thank you so much for our speakers and participants for joining this final round onboarding webinar. So thank you very much for your participations. If there's some issues you want to ask, please ask from the email or WhatsApp group. It's okay. So see you all in the Dataiku workshop on 14 until 16 April. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hasna.